Welcome to the Michigan Golfer Show. Join us each week as we explore the people, the places, and the events that shape our great game.
And it's the work that you put in. That's why Mr. Hogan liked me so much, is simply because I wasn't the best shot maker and the best ball striker and all that stuff. I did what Mr. Hogan did. I outworked everybody. And that's all I did. I put this game before everything else. And I lived it, I ate it, I slept it. Golf was my whole life. I did it day and night, day and night. I would win a tournament and drink a case of Coors beer Sunday night, and then I was on the practice tee at 8 o'clock the next morning. I had a hell of a hangover, but I was okay. I mean, that's what I wanted to do. When I give a clinic, I try to make it instructional. I don't stand here and just pound balls. You know I've won a lot of tournaments, so you know I didn't win those rolling it. So you know that I could, at one time or other, I could hit it a little bit better. Now that I'm climbing up on 82, I don't seem to hit it as good, as often, and as far. But I'm going to explain to you about a set of golf clubs that I just got for some of us older gents that has helped me a lot. Actually, it's brought me out of the house and wanting to play again. I actually quit playing because I couldn't hit it far enough. I didn't enjoy it. It wasn't that I could play the 3 tees and whatever. I just couldn't hit it far enough. And every time I'd get out there 140 yards, I would be trying to knock the hell out of a 7-iron and it'd come up short of the bunker or the green. And I'd miss these shots because I was always trying to hit it. But I've got a set of clubs here that I'll explain to you for a minute. But when you play golf, and what I wanted to get on to you about more than anything is the putter and the wedge. That's what's important. You can roll the ball with a driver. You can hit any iron you want to up by the green. But now, where do you save these strokes? It's with the wedges. With the wedges and with the putter. And there's certain techniques that you have to use. And if you practice, if you know how to practice and what to do and how to do it, you'll even practice more because you'll enjoy it. The biggest mistake that everybody makes playing wedges is they hinge. Always remember, when it comes to a short game, it's called a deceleration shot. If you've got a wedge and it's not 110 yards, which is your max, that is a deceleration shot. And what's going to happen with a deceleration shot is the top of the club, which is the most important part of this golf club, believe it or not, is the top of the grip when it comes to short game, whether it's putting or whether it's chipping, is you never want the top of the putter to work backwards. Nah, I just blew your whole deal, didn't I? It never works backwards. Just think about what happens when this works backwards. When that works backwards, this works up. There's no way that you can hit this shot the way you want to. You see people always chipping and they're going. You see that? This is what you do. You get here and you go, and you're trying to help it. The people that designed these wedges went to MIT, Harvard. They're engineers. They put bounce on this club to help you. They put bounce on that club for you to when you come down with this club, you come down on the ground, the bounce hits, lifts the ball up all by itself. You don't have to do anything. You have to keep the front of the club, watch, the front. You see how it stays in front of this club? I used to take a rubber band, put it on my forearm, and put it on the grip. Great way to practice. And I would practice. When I come through, you wouldn't see this from there. From your vision, you won't see it. See, I'll hit that shot and watch. You never saw it, did you? It stayed behind the forearm. Okay, now you've got control of this. See, you have control of this now. Watch this. Now, watch the butt of the club. You can't see it, right? It's behind the arm. Now watch when I hit this shot. See, you can't see it. Okay, this is what you have to practice. You're going to hit some fat ones, you're going to blade some, you're going to do it. But once you get this, I guarantee you'll be able to chip with anything you want. Body movement is not really important in this particular shot. You don't want a lot of body movement simply because, again, like I said, this is a deceleration shot. If the body gets involved in a deceleration shot, it moves the club. It moves the shaft. It moves the top of the club. So you want to make sure that it stays in front. A little soft one See? Notice how I rode this around. Did you see that? Watch. I didn't stand there and go this way. I actually took the club here, held on to it, and came on around. Sevi Ballesteros used to hit, and this is a 56, it's not even a 60. And Sevi Ballesteros says, he says, man, he says, you want to hit a soft shot? He says, ride the pony. I said, what the hell you mean ride the pony? He said, take your feet 45-degree angle. Take the knees, he says, and put them towards the toes. He says, then go down, he says, watch, squat down, hands lower. You ever notice the guys hitting bunker shots when it's a short bunker shot, how they take their hands and they go here? Yeah, that's where they hit the little bitty one and they hit it higher. But he gets here, Sevi would get here. Watch this, and watch. You see, and he wouldn't move his body. See, he wouldn't move his body. See there? Again, watch. See that? Watch. This is the softy. This is the softy. That's all this is. This is what we call a soft shot with a 60. See? It's not going anywhere. It's not going anywhere when it lands. He did the same thing when he wanted to hit a pitch and run. I said, well, how do you hit a pitch and run there? Oh, he says, no problem. He says, just straighten up with the right hand, with the right leg. I said, what? I said, he gets here, then he'd cover it. Watch this, he'd go. You see that? He'd go do it with his knee. He'd cover it. Now, what did he do when he covered it? He de-lofted the club. But, guess what? The top of the blade, the top of the grip stayed in front. If you look at Patrick Reed, best out there. Patrick Reed right now is the best. In my day, it was Hubert Green, and he absolutely did none of this. And he didn't do any of this. You know, we were talking earlier about him, Hubert Green. He chipped this way. Just like this. Here's where he was. You pull it up, you'll see it. And then he'd flip it like this, he'd go. Never touch the ground. He would never touch the ground. He'd be 5 inches off the green in the short grass and he'd chip it with a wedge. He wouldn't even putt it. I don't care if it was 50 feet. He'd chip it. That's how good he was with it. Jordan Spieth, he breaks that. That's okay. They make a living doing that. They practice 8 days a week. That's what they do. You don't. You need to get a rhythm. You need to get a way of doing this. You can practice this with a plastic ball outside in your yard because the whole thing is the rhythm, is being able to keep the front of the club. See that? Watch the ride around though. That's what you got to watch. You got to watch the ride. You understand? There? I actually bring the club around with the back of the left hand parallel to target. It never moves one way or the other. Once it starts down, it stays there. It goes there, there, here. That's what it does. Goes in a circle. Now, you're going to take this wedge, and when you aim this wedge, it's going to look like that you're trying to hit the ball to second base. Your body's aiming to third base. The face of the club is aiming to first base. Now you're wondering, how in the world is this ball? My body's going to third base. The club's going to first base. And I'm trying to hit this thing to second base. Now, how is this going to work? And it works simply because of the rotation. It's when you rotate the body, when it's open, and you rotate the body, it closes, it squares the club back up. That's what it does. Everyone thinks that you have to keep this in a straight line. That's why you shank the ball. Shanks come from high hands. Now just think of that. If you shank the ball, anyone here shank the ball a little bit? Oh, okay, I'm going to give you a tip. I'm going to give you a tip. Shanking comes from moving the hosel towards the ball. Some people say, oh, it's going over the top. No, it's not. Got nothing to do with it. It's actually with high hands. And what I mean by high hands is you get your hands up here to chip. And then when you go to hit the ball, your hands lower. Now look at the club face. Look what happens to it. You see that? The hosel's moving toward the ball, right? That's what happened. You got high hands, and then when you go to hit it, you come down and you go this way. You see that? You go high, low, okay? If you're shanking, go low, high. That didn't take a hell of a lot of this did. You think about it. What if I go low high? You're not gonna shank it. You may tow it, but you're not gonna shank it. See, so what happens if I go here? Well, then now it's gonna come inside. See, and when you wanna go low, it's the way you wanna go anyway. And the reason for it, what's the secret in a 3/4 shot, half shot, quarter shot? It's a deceleration stroke. What is it? You wanna keep the angle of the hand square to target. If you're high, you can't because you're manipulating, okay? Now think about it when you grip a club, and you all do it. Grip a golf club, take the club, face it to the sky, here. Now you will notice that the face of the club is pointing in the sky, right? Where's the left hand pointing? Same way, isn't it? So now, wherever this goes, it's going to influence that one. Now think another thing. What about when you put your right hand on the club? And this pertains to all the clubs. When you put this hand on the club, where's the palm of the hand facing? It's facing the same direction that one is. And guess what? It's facing in the same direction that one is. So is that one important, or these two? It's these two that's important. That's got nothing to do with it. You know? It's got nothing to do with playing golf. The head of the club doesn't. Once you put it down and get a grip, it's what you do with the hand. I was teaching the ladies and giving them lessons at the Greenbrier. They come out there and they take the club outside the line, and then they reroute it and they hit the biggest banana you've ever seen. And I'm sitting there watching, two of them. And I'm sitting there watching, and they drove down to get a lesson from me, two of them. We had a hell of a time. We had a ball down there. I don't know, we must have spent 3 hours. I was supposed to be there in 45 minutes. And I says to them, I said, y'all hit that slice all the time? I said, yeah. I said, okay, I'm gonna straighten you out. I said, have you ever hit a hook? She says, never. I said, would you like to? I said, would you like to hook the ball? I said, I don't mean that. I said, you just hook the, the ball. I want you to hook the ball. And she says, yeah. I said, okay, I'm going to show you something, okay? Now, I just want you to think of something. Don't even use a club. I said, give me the club. I said, pretend you're sitting in a golf cart. You're sitting in this golf cart right here. You're at a red light. And I'm sitting next to you. And I tell you to go straight. What are you going to do? You're not going to turn that steering wheel, are you? You hold on to the cart, you're going to go straight. Same thing as when you're coming down here, back of the left hand of the target, come here. It's got to go straight. And nothing's moved. It's got to go straight. I said, now, what if we're sitting at the red light and you got your hands on the steering wheel? And I told you to take a left. What would you do? Your hands are here. I said, you'd go that way, wouldn't you? She said, yeah. I said, exactly. You're going to draw the ball. If you want to go to the right, you take the steering wheel and you go this way. If you think you went this way and the ball didn't go that way, then you didn't do it. That's called feedback. That's the greatest accomplishment you can have on a driving range when you're practicing is feedback. You have to know what you're doing wrong to do that. And generally, it's these two. It's got nothing to do with this. Got nothing to do with this. No, it's these babies. This is the driver. This is what drives the ball. Look what this man can do with the upper body. Why? He's got a pair of these, and they're good. And he knows where they're at. That's why he hits that ball like he does. You could have piled them up out there. Stewart could have put that shag bag out there, wouldn't have had to pick the balls up. He put them all in this bag out there. Hogan used to do that. Why? He knows where these are at. See? He's not using any legs. He's not losing any hips. He's using shoulders and hands. And why? Because he knows exactly where they're at all the time. That's what's important. Now, if you think for 1 second that you have to have the same grip for every shot, it's baloney. And you need to work on this. The right hand is the driver. It's the thing that drives everything. Take this 8-iron, for instance. Just monkeying around with it. If I wanted to go If I wanted the ball to drop a little bit to the right, look at, you see what I did with the hand? You see me turn it over? See what I did? Here's my normal grip. Watch. That's my normal grip. When I want this ball to drop a little to the right, I change nothing except the right hand. I put the ball back a tiny bit. I get the right hand and put it on top. You see that? I can almost see a knuckle. See? And the ball will drop a little bit off to the right. It has to do it automatically because look at your hand. I want you to look at my forearm and look at the way I'm holding my hand. I'm going to give you a tip here you never heard of. You see this? You see this forearm? You put a dot on this forearm. If that forearm is facing up and you're a pretty good player, chances are you're going to hook this ball because this is the rubber band effect. This arm, you ever see a guy walking down the street this way? No. If he is walking down the street this way and he lets it go, watch, the arm will go, it'll go back to there. See, that's the thing. The hands and the arms will always want to go back to the natural position. So when you want to hit a weird shot, you change the position to where it'll work back to your benefit. So what you do is you put this arm, you put this hand, watch. If you put this hand on, now see how the arm, see how the forearm turned. Now the forearm turned there. So when I come down to swing, it'll want to go back there. Well, I'm holding on to the club. So what's it going to do to the face of the club? See, is I'm there, so what? It's going to open the blade. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to change your swing. All this business, oh, put the right foot back. Oh, let's get open. I got too much weight on the left. I fell back. Yeah, it didn't do with it. It's got nothing to do with it. You're going to draw the ball. Okay, so now you can see some of the forearm. You see that? Now it'll come. See, I mean, it'll get any better than that. I don't give a damn what you tell me. See, well, see, it's crazy. It's crazy how you do it. You know, people say, well, you can't hit the ball high. Oh, no, I can hit it high. I just don't want to. And the guy says, what do you mean? I said, when you get the ball way up there, it takes a long time to come down. A lot of stuff can happen to it. It can hit a bird. There's a lot of wind. I said, I like to play down. But if I want to hit the ball high, I can. What I do is I lean. You see, I lean back. And I want to hit the ball high. I'll get on this side. Get the hand weak. And then I'll stay on the right side. See? And then I stay back there. Anytime you move your body forward, you will decelerate the club. De-loft the club. People that hit the ball low crawl with it. They crawl. They go right with it. And this is what happened. That's like a low ball. Like if you were playing this little wind right here, and you had a 110-yard shot, you wanted to kind of bump the ball in. To hit a low shot, I'll get over that. To hit a low, this is an 8. To hit a low shot, what do? People don't realize that. They try to hit it low, they get back here and they're going, no, you can't do that. Everybody, when I went on tour, hit low shots, hooked them. It's not hard to hit a ball low if you hook it. Not easy at all, not hard at all. Because you're de-lofting the club and you're closing it. So the ball's not going to get in the air. But it looks like a fish hook. You know, it looks like this. To hit a golf ball low with every club in your bag, including the sand wedge, is you must crowd it. Is you got to get on top of the ball. And the reason you get on top of it is because you can't release it. Because if you release it, you'll shank it. You have to pull the club in. And to pull the club in, you got to pull this hand up. And when you pull this hand up, it keeps the club square to target, and it takes loft off. See, you get right on top of it, right there. See, and that's how you hit this little bump and run. And this is how it comes up. See, that's how you do it. I do it because I know where this is at. I always know where this is at. This is the most important part of playing golf when it comes to three-quarter shots, any deceleration shot. If it's a deceleration shot, you have got this. See, this is a sand wedge, and I can get right on top of it. See, see, I can do all that. All these little shots, and you notice how the butt of the club always stayed with the forearm, or it stayed in front of the blade. Now, I'm going to give you the best tip you've ever had. This is the one you struggle with. That little mother right there. That's why you have 100 of them in the garage. You guys are all guilty. Every one of you are guilty. You got hundreds of them in the garage. You think you hide them from mama, but they know. They know where you got putters in that garage. You trying to get them at the pro shop, and don't put it on my bill. Don't put it, whatever. Well, let me tell you about this baby here. It has nothing to do with putting. It doesn't make any difference what this putter looks like, how it's built, as long as it has the right lie and the right loft on it. You should have no more than 3, and the lie should be standard. All that business of standing with the putter out there 400 yards, it's not going to get it, because the putter will feel like a sledgehammer, number one, and you can't get it back, and you start getting the yips, and you start doing all stuff. This one here is more important than the one I just used, as far as this little baby right here. You see the cap on that thing? Whatever you do with this is going to influence this. And this is why you're a bad putter. It's because this doesn't move back with the head. It moves forward when the head moves backwards. When the head moves backwards, the top moves forward. They got to meet. You see that? They got to meet. Never going to meet the same way twice. Okay? Never going to. Then you'll get to the point where you'll get so discouraged that you'll get the yips. You won't be able to take the putter back. It's not the point that the guy can't hit the putt, can't get the putter back. And once he gets it back, he realizes it's not square and he's too far back, so he slows down. And I mean, it's like this. It's like swallowing a ball of baling wire, you know? I mean, you can't do that. So you have to make sure that this baby here, why do you think people that have the yips can go to a long putter? Okay? Why? This doesn't move. Think about it. This doesn't move. They stand there and they go. It stays there. You know, it's not moving that way. It stays right there and they go this way. That's why they can putt with it. The short putter, the arm lock. Why do you think they can putt with that when they have they have the yips? It's because it's locked in. Watch. See that? It's locked. So this thing can't go back. No, it goes with the head. Well, however that moves, this moves. You see, that's why you can putt with it. You see that? But once you get here, you'll start going. I know. I'm guilty. I'm guilty. I mean, I start bleeding out there sometimes when I putt. I putted with my boy at the father-son. I hit putts from here to that bucket. I couldn't have made it if it was the bucket. I mean, you get the yips, you can't, there's not a damn thing you can do. I hit those waves. But he told me, he said, don't worry about it, Dad, I'll make those putts. And he did. We were tied with 4 holes to go, and Dustin Thomas and his dad birdied 2 of the last 4 holes and beat us by a shot. But we almost won that tournament, my son and I. But see, they put me up there. They put me up there a little bit. And I told him when I got there, I said, Daniel, I said, I don't take a back seat to wedges. I don't care if it is Dustin Thomas. And I said, I don't care who's here. I said, they got Patrick Hampton, they got VJ. Let me tell you something, I eat their lunch, I said, with these wedges. Don't you worry about the wedges. And I said, and I'll eat their lunch off the fairway, off the tee, because I'm 75 yards in front of them. Not one of those guys outdrove me. Not one. Because my tees were from here to that bunker, because I'm over 80. I'm serious. I was strutting too, baby. I was just serious. I mean, I was hitting that sun 4 miles up there. And we're hitting wedges. And I'm taking those wedges in there. Well, I was closer to the hole than I could get with a putt. I mean, it was shaky. My son was making putts from here to that flag. You know, well, he's 28 years old. I mean, and he's got a lot of money, so why not? What the hell? So, anyway, I mean, okay. So I'm going to show you what I want you to work on with the putter, okay? I don't want you to do it today because you might slap me before I leave here. And these are just, when you go practice, please, just don't stand there and hit the ball. It doesn't do anything. You see, that doesn't do anything. That's like running a marathon and you go out there and jog. It takes you 20 minutes to run a mile. You can't do that. You're going to run a 26-mile marathon. You got to get some speed. The same thing in golf. When you go out there, they ask me every day. I go every day to the golf course. I was just telling this. Every day I go. And 7 days a week, I go to the golf course. I get up at 5 o'clock. I go to the gym. I have my own gym at the house. And I go in the gym, do a few stuff. Dog gets up at 7. I got Yoda. She's a Frenchy bulldog, black one. It's a cool. We named her Yoda. She's like a human. It's like this dog. You can talk to it. It'll do whatever you tell it to do. And she'll come in and she'll eat. And then I'll be in the chair reading the paper. She jumps up in the chair and she starts looking at me. I got the only dog in the world that doesn't lick. It's so great that she won't lick you. And she jumps up in the chair and I look at her and I'll say, "What do you want?" And she'll look at me and I won't pay attention to her and I'll look back at her and I swear to you, you can't make this up, she'll look at me and she'll go, "Oh." I said, "You got to tell Mom to go put your stuff on." Jump off the couch, she goes and finds Mother. Mother puts the harness on her. I click the thing, I get the poop bag, the whole thing, here I go. 6 major championships I'm over there lifting. Which is okay, I love it. I love it. So we walk a mile, can't walk long for them, they got short legs. I got that dog, my son went to USC, Southern Cal. We had rented him a house for 6 kids. And one April, they were fixing to graduate, and one April, I got a phone call at breakfast, and it was New York, visa. "Mr. Trevino, are you in California?" I said, "No, my son's at USC. He said, "Well, that covers it." I said, "What's the problem?" He said, "Well, you just got a hit on your visa for $2,000. I said, "What the hell did he buy?" And says, "A bulldog." Oh, Jesus. I looked at my wife, I said, "He bought a bulldog." She says, she threw the toast down and she said, "I'll kill him. I'll kill him." I said, "Claudia, you got 6 kids there, leave him alone." So she goes in the computer to find out about a bulldog. Well, the one thing she found out about the bulldog, and they have a big swimming pool in the back of this big house, is that it doesn't swim. And they got this pool. And my wife says, "Go get it." "What?" She said, "Get in the car and go get this dog." I said, "Claudia, we live in Dallas. You're talking about LA. She said, "Go get the dog." 21 hours later, I pulled up at the frat house, put the dog in, went to Palm Springs and spent the night, drove the dog home. Now, if I ever come back again and you see a bulldog head cover, it's going to be right here on this driver, because now I can't touch my wife. I can't get near my wife. I tried to kiss her goodbye. Oh. I said, "I'll kill you." I said, "I'll make a head cover out of you." But anyway, to get back to the putter, listen to me. I want you to think about the putter, okay? I'm going to hit a couple of putts here just so you can see what we're talking about. Most people will get up over the putter and they'll take the putter back, but watch the top here. They'll take it back, but now you see how it moved? You see how the top now is aiming here. Well, this putter's got to come back. It's got to come back. Unless you hold on to it like I was hitting those wedges, then you're okay. But then you got to put 6 degrees of loft on the putter because you're de-lofting it. Yeah, you're de-lofting it. That's why a lot of times if a guy holds on too long, the ball bounces on you. So I want you to start practicing taking the top back first. It'll be a weird feeling, but you will be surprised how much better you'll hit it and on line. Now watch what I mean. You put your hands on it, and don't worry about that head. You push the handle back. Watch. You see that? Watch. Watch the handle. Watch the top of the handle. Watch. It's almost like you're pushing back with the palm of your left hand. Plus, it'll reduce the backswing. Most guys that forward press, or this handle goes forward, the putter on a short putt gets there. That's too far away. You can't hit this putt. You got to slow down. And when and if you get up in the years, you're going to start yipping it. So what you want to do is just practice, is take the top back first, If you watch Tiger Woods, when he practices one hand, he hits thousands of putts one-handed. And he doesn't use the left hand, he uses the right hand, but watch, he will pull the handle back See that? Watch this. The handle goes back. They used to make a device called the Bickler. Remember? Had a thing that went in there, and then it went up against your forearms, so the butt of the club couldn't move either way. And you had to use the V to putt with. It was almost like this here. See it? How the putter stayed in the middle all the time. If you're not putting well, chances are this is moving too much on you. So what you need to do when you have some time, like I said, I don't want you doing it today, is you need to start putting it down and seeing if you can just push the back. It's push it back. It's push it back. Push it back. Push the butt back, through, back, through. As a matter of fact, now what's going to happen is you're going to hit this ball. You're going to hit this ball before the butt gets to it. In other words, they're going to meet there. And this is when you're going to have a chance. See, we're making it. It's almost like going this way now. Instead of this way, it's almost like going this way. And it'll improve it. I want to hit one drive, and then we'll go have some lunch, okay? Hey, it's getting cooler. Is it going to rain? It was beating up Chicago last night. I was watching it. Now, driving, again, get tested. You got to go get tested. You've got to go to someone that can test your golf swing, see your speed, right shaft. Club doesn't meet that much. It's not that important as far as what club you're going to use, as long as it's got the right lie on it. But you need to get fitted. You need to get fitted for a golf club. It's so important now, and especially as you get older, because your body changes, the swing speed changes, the swing gets shorter, it gets more inside or outside. It gets outside as we get older simply because we can't turn our head, believe it or not. And it's a no-no. It'll cost you nothing but distance. And I'll demonstrate two drives, and that's it for you, because I wanted to demonstrate what happens to you when you get to the point to where you get up in the years. Now, it's like getting in your car now as you've gotten up in the years. The most difficult thing here is now is when you go to a stop sign and look to see if any cars are coming. God damn, you can't turn your head over there. You ever notice how you shift in the seat to go this way, and then you get a crick in your neck? I mean, it's a mess. I don't do anything. I try to angle so I can look at the mirror, so I can see the mirror. But what happens when you play golf is you can't see the target from a square stance. And as we get older, you can't turn your head. You're here, and now all of a sudden you look up. Well, hell, this is as far as you can see. You're trying to look at something down here, you're looking over there. So you can't, so what happens is invariably you'll get to the point that, well, you'll start going in this way. You see that? Now you're open, but your alignment is so bad that you can't get any speed. Because your shoulders are here, your hips are here. You understand? The only guy I've ever seen that could putt like hell with his hips wide open was Jack Nicklaus, but he rinsed his upper body. Did you ever notice that? He got like this. He got this way, but then he squared. You see that? He squared his shoulders up when he putted. And when you drive the ball, this is what you have to be careful with, and you'll get short when you do that. This is a perfect example of watch. This is my, see how I'm open? See, there's no way that I'm going to get any speed. I can hit it straight, but I'm not going to get speed. Now this one, I can dance on it because I'm going to turn the shoulder now. I'm not even going to look. You see that? I can barely see. But now I've got the shoulder. See, I've got the shoulders close to target. And now I'm going to be able to, one more. I got stiff. I was hitting them a while ago. And you turn the left shoulder. You can get it faster. I'll dance on one here and then we'll go eat. Now I'm limited. But that's how you have to be very careful with your shoulder alignment when it comes to full shots. If you're open, chances are it's going to be difficult to get the club back inside. It'll go outside the line. And then you're going to have to reroute it. That's going to cost you distance. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to turn this left shoulder in so we can dance on it a little bit. Yeah. Okay? Whatever you do, don't try that stuff today. It takes a little practice. I'm serious. Yeah. Thank you. you.
All right. Thanks, Mr. Trevino.